In this video, I'm going to share with you how to stop panic attacks so that you can finally take control of your panic attacks and stop them from impacting on your quality of life. I'm going to share with you one of the most effective cognitive behavioural therapy strategies that you can use to help you to finally deal with panic attacks. It's really important that you watch this video to the very end, because first of all, I'm going to explain what causes panic attacks and really what maintains panic attacks, because if you don't know what causes them or what maintains them, then you're definitely not going to be able to stop panic attacks from taking over your life. Also, as a special gift from me to you for watching this video to the very end, I'm going to share with you how you can get access to a brand new cognitive behavioural therapy online video course that I've created for you. It's 100% free, and it will share with you key strategies that you can use to stop panic attacks from taking over your life. And if you're really serious about dealing with anxiety and panic attacks and creating more peace, relaxation and happiness in your life, then you definitely need to subscribe to my channel. On this channel, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the most effective cognitive behavioural therapy strategies and techniques that you can use to finally deal with anxiety and panic attacks. So click that subscribe button right now and get notified when I upload new videos in the future that can specifically help you. What I'd like to do to kick off with this video is I'd love to ask you a question. What have you used to help you to stop or deal with panic attacks? Comment below and tell me what you've used or what you've tried to deal with panic attacks. It would be really helpful for me to know what you've been trying, and it would be also helpful for other people to see what's working and maybe what's not working when it comes to stopping panic attacks. So comment right below and tell me what your thoughts are. If you don't know me by now, my name is Stephen Boylan. I'm an author, I'm a cognitive behavioural therapist, and I'm also the founder of Natural. The thing that really inspires me and motivates me to want to help people to deal with anxiety and panic attacks is because I know exactly how it feels to struggle with anxiety. Unfortunately, when I was aged only 14, my mum sadly passed away, and this completely devastated me. I soon started to misuse drugs. I then unfortunately started to misuse alcohol, and I got stuck in a negative trap of hell, misusing drugs, misusing alcohol, and I soon started to struggle with depression and anxiety. But lucky for me, in 2005, I got the opportunity to go to group cognitive behavioural therapy, and that completely helped me to deal with all of my problems once and for all. Then I decided that I wanted to be able to help other people who were struggling with similar problems as myself. So I then went on to do advanced training in counselling and cognitive behavioural therapy, and over the last 10 years I've helped thousands of people to deal with depression, anxiety and many other problems using cognitive behavioural therapy. So first of all, what I'd like to do right now is share with you what causes panic attacks. So the very first thing that you have to understand is that there are what we call triggers. There are two types of triggers that you need to understand. There are internal triggers and there are external triggers. So an internal trigger could be Maybe your heart beats a little bit fast, or you go a little bit lightheaded. That could be an internal trigger. An external trigger might be that you're in a crowded place where you feel a little bit anxious about being in that crowded place. Then, because of the external or internal trigger, or both, you start to feel threatened. You start to feel that threat. And then because of that, you then start to feel really anxious. And then because you feel really anxious, you then start to get a lot of them physiological feelings, like your heart starts to pound, you become really lightheaded. You then start to think that you're going to have an heart attack. And because you start to misinterpret them bodily sensations, you start to really panic. And that is how a panic attack starts and what causes a panic attack. Then what you do is you try to remove yourself from that situation, or you do things that help you to reduce the anxiety that you're feeling. And this is what we call safety-seeking behaviours. And safety-seeking behaviours are one of the big things that really maintain panic attacks. Also, them misinterpretations of the bodily sensations are another thing that really maintain panic attacks. And the physiological feelings that you experience are the third thing that also maintains panic attacks. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you one of the most effective cognitive behavioural therapy strategies that you can use to help you to finally deal with panic attacks. So first of all, if you don't know what cognitive behavioural therapy is, cognitive behavioural therapy is based on the science that your thoughts, your behaviour, your physical feelings and your emotions are all connected, and they are all interconnected and impact on each other. So for example, if you've got a lot of worrying thoughts going around in your mind, then that's going to create a lot of anxiety for you. It's going to create a lot of them physical sensations in your body, and it's going to leave you behaving in ways that you would not normally behave. For example, avoiding places where you would normally go, or avoiding people. So that is a brief explanation of what cognitive behavioural therapy is. So what I'd like to do now is share with you that key 4-step strategy, what I call the R method. So the R method is based on 4 essential steps that you need to take to stop panic attacks. The first R is what we call reduce. So if you remember what I said, then physiological feelings that you're getting, you need to be able to reduce them. And what I'm going to do now is share with you what you can do to start to reduce them physiological feelings that you start to get when you feel anxious. So what I'd love you to do is I'd love you to start to breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth. Gradually breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth, and concentrate on your breathing rather than the physical feelings that you're feeling. Just really concentrate on breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth. And I would like you to practice this on an ongoing basis. The more that you practice controlling your breathing, the more that you will be able to reduce the physiological feelings when you start to have a panic attack. If you're not very good at practicing this type of technique, then when you have a panic attack, and if you don't practice it, when you have a panic attack, you'll start to really panic. So the more that you can get good at breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and noticing every time you do it, you start to feel more and more relaxed. So really control the flow, really control the flow of energy, what's going through your body by breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. The second R is what we call rethink. So this is where you need to start to change the way you think about the physiological feelings, because if you remember, the physiological feelings are going to really maintain your panic attacks. So we need to use a thing, what we call positive self-talk. You need to tell yourself it is just anxiety. It's natural, it's normal, it's going to pass very soon. You need to reinforce using different types of positive self-talk statements in your mind. Again, you need to practice this even when you're not having a panic attack. You need to constantly practice having a different conversation with yourself about the feelings that you have within your body. This is going to really help you to be able to stop panic attacks. The next thing, if you remember what I said, you need to start to remove these safety-seeking behaviours. So if you notice that you've been avoiding particular places or you've been avoiding particular people, what you need to start to do is gradually start to expose yourself to going back into them situations. The more that you avoid them, the more that you'll continue to struggle with panic attacks. But you need to do this in a very, very graded step-by-step way. So you need to take your time when you're doing this. So first of all, maybe go accompanied with a friend or family member. Once you've done it then, keep going back for a few times with that friend or family member. Then, once you feel confident about that, then maybe start to go on your own and keep going back and to the place as many times as you can until you start to notice that the anxiety and the physiological feelings are starting to drop naturally. You need to allow them to start to drop naturally before you give up going to the places or being associated with them people that you've been avoiding because of your anxiety again. And by doing that, you will start to remove the safety-seeking behaviours. And then the final R of the R method is you need to rehearse. You need to rehearse everything what I've just shared with you over and over again. Practice, practice, and practice. And what does practice make? It makes progress. The more that you practice, the more progress you will make. So it's absolutely essential that you continue to practice all of the different strategies what I've just shared with you. Because if you want to be able to stop panic attacks, then you need to constantly practice this. And this is how to stop panic attacks. So like I promised, I'd like to share with you how you can get access to a brand new free 3-part video cognitive behavioural therapy course that I've created especially for you, that will help you to finally develop some more strategies for helping you to deal with panic attacks. So what you need to do is visit Natural, naturul.co.uk/panic. And once you get there, you'll be able to sign up for free to get access to that brand new cognitive behavioural therapy course that I've created specifically for you. What I'd love you to do right now is, if you found this video interesting, don't forget to like this video and don't forget to share this video on your social media platforms to get other people this valuable information. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video to the very end, and I really look forward to helping you to finally deal with panic attacks. And this is a quick video on how to stop panic attacks. Thank you and goodbye.